There we go. All right. All right. Now moving on to it 2017. Okay. Little bit of thing. It's my second time recording. I didn't get all the way through last time because while I left my sound on, someone texted me. But it turns out that's a good thing because I didn't even start recording it to begin with. Technically, it's my first time recording it, but it's my second time going through the movie because I don't know, wasn't halfway through. I was explaining how each of them is haunted by it. So let's start over again. This is it, 2017. It takes place in 1989. And the new one, the sequel, the one that's coming out this Friday, it will take place in 2016. It's a rated R version. We get some blood in this. We get a little bit of a different exchange between Georgie and Pennywise. I don't think I mentioned that in my first review. I just kind of skimmed through that first part because it's like rinse, wash, repeat with the whole thing. This one is the first part stretched out to about a 2-hour movie or so. And the kids are great in this. They especially Finn Wolfhard, he's giving it his all in this. The kids give it their all, they're great. Which is why people were worried about the new one. But apparently there's some reviews coming out and I guess it's pretty good. I haven't seen it yet. But I'm going to. So Georgie is killed by Pennywise. We see the arm ripped off in this one because it's not made for TV. Bill is, he's depressed about it. He's mourning his brother. And he won't believe that his brother is dead. Not until the end. Does he accept it? And, that's his journey. Okay. So each of them is scared by Pennywise in one way or another. Bill is scared, not by a bull robin this time, but he goes down to the basement and Georgie is in there and it's Pennywise. It's that scene from the commercial or whatever. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. And then Pennywise puts him down and at him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how Bill gets scared. Mike is scared by it at some meat market or something, and it's like ghost hands trying to reach out of a fire. Ben is scared at the library when there's a headless guy chasing after the Easter eggs showed up, and there's a headless guy chasing after, which is CG, but Stan is scared by a painting in his dad's office, which, why would you have a freaky looking painting to begin with? I don't know. Bev is scared by the sink, yet again, only this time instead of a little blood coming out and splashing on her face, it goes all over the bathroom. Her dad doesn't see it, and her dad's a little bit worse in this one. Where in the first one, he just, smacked her around, which is bad. That's bad, don't get me wrong, that's a bad thing to do. But in this version, they make them, of course they don't show anything, which is good, but they insinuate that he might be a child molester. He might be doing, stuff to her. Just the way that his words are put out, and the way the actor kind of says the lines, are you my little girl, Bev? Stuff like that. It insinuates that that's what he's been doing. They don't show it, thank God, but I'm just, moving on. Richie. We don't get to see how Richie gets scared. Well, sort of. When he gets to the Neibolt house, he's scared by the clowns in there. And one of them looks like the Pennywise from the 1990 miniseries. So you got that. The guy who directed this is the same guy who directed Mama, which I like that movie. So, good on him. And Jessica Chastain's coming back for It Chapter 2, and she was in Mama. Trying to think. Eddie is scared when it takes the form of a vagrant or homeless person or leper. Yeah, leper, that's it. By Neibolt House. Or whatever. I think that's it. Mike, Ben, Bev, Bill, Stan. Yeah, it's all 6 of them. Yeah, and the bully, Henry, is worse than this one. You actually see where he was threatening Ben in the 1990 version. This version, he actually cuts an H in his in Ben's stomach, and they have to. If I have to criticize one thing, it's having the preteen to teenage kids in their underwear for a scene. There's a scene where the boys, they go to this watering hole or whatever you call it, and they're standing there in their underwear, wondering who's going to be jumped first. And here comes Beverly in her underwear, and she jumps off, and then they jump off, and they're in the water. And in the water, that's fine. Then they're laying on the rock, just kind of there. And the first time I saw it in theater, I was like, "Is this legal?" Because they're kids. I'm sure they had to talk to the kids' parents to get permission to do this scene. But still, it's, what's that phrase? Cringe. It's cringe. I don't like using that kind of, but it's just, it throws me off. I don't, when it comes on, when I watch the DVD or when I watch the Blu-ray, I kind of try to do something else. Don't pay attention because it bothers me. You know, as a father, it bothers me a little bit. Moving on from that, let's see, there's the Neibolt House. Talk about the Neibolt House. It's basically like in the original it was the Barons, and they do suggest that, but I guess it's the Neibolt House in this one, and like it's like a haunted house of sorts. They go in there, and there's like doors that say, I don't know what it says, like scary, more scary, not scary at all, scary, scarier, not scary at all, or something like that. And like they go to not scary at all, and it's scary, so that doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it's just he's lying to him, I don't know. Eddie falls through the floor, breaks his arm, and somehow, I don't know how, Eddie's mom, as soon as they get out of the house, Eddie's mom is right there, yelling at the kids, saying, no, you can't play with you anymore. I'm like, how is she right there? There is no way in hell, even if the stars aligned perfectly, she would never be right there. It would never be that coincidental for her to be right there as they're leaving the house. There's no way that she would be there like that. Like she would be, like, it's too much of a coincidence for them to run, for her to be right there. It always irks me. It's impossible. It's impossible. Moving on from that, let's talk about the, I'm sweating because I'm wearing a t-shirt and the sun's coming through and it's warm. Let's see. Let's talk about, I had it when I was talking about the Neibolt House, I forgot what. Henry Bowers. I don't think I finished talking about him, but he's worse. There's 4 of them instead of 3, although one of them gets killed off pretty quick. And the other 2, we don't see again after Henry shows up at the Neibolt House, but in the deleted scene it's shown that he murdered them. Henry is dispatched differently in this one. That makes me question why he would still be alive in the next one. And he's supposed to be. He's being played by Teach Grant, which, if you want crazy, look no further than Teach Grant. He was in Devour with Jensen Ackles, and he played a little bit of a crazy guy in that one. So I think it'll work out pretty well. Is it Teach Grant? Is that the name? Am I getting it wrong? It's not Stacy Keach. I think I'm getting it wrong. Hold on. I said I was going to turn this on. I'm thinking, is it Teach? No, I'm thinking Treat Williams. Maybe it is Teach Grant. Ah! My Xbox keeps signing me out there for some reason. But I'm still hooked up to the... okay. I think it's Teach Grant. I was thinking of Treat Williams from... Was it Elderwood or whatever the name is? Come on. Still Brandon Lee from last time I looked it up. But, come on. Why won't... Okay. Come on. It takes so long. Keep... Alright. Other characters. Yeah, Teach Grant. Alright, so... Yeah, Teach Grant's playing the adult version of Henry Bowers in the new one, so I think he'll do a good job. But, okay, like I said, how Henry is dispatched in this coincidences me how he could be alive. Okay, it's basically having Mike face his fears, because he's always being tortured. He has this, I don't know, it's a bolt thing to kill sheep or whatever that his grandfather was using. I don't think he uses it, but I think like he knocks Henry down the well, and he like boom, boom, boom falls down. They're gonna have to come up with a good way for them to explain it, how he survived, because in my opinion he'd be dead. I'm just saying. I do these things off the top of my head, and I should really start writing things down, but I'm about to read my own handwriting, so. Bill sees Georgie again down underneath the house and stuff, and that's where he's, faces his fear. He's like, "You're not Georgie." He uses the bolt thing, but there's no bolt in it, but it still gets him. And then Pennywise climbs away. He's like, "No, I'll be back," And then they make a blood oath. In this one, they cut and make the blood oath. They hold hands. Hepatitis, anyone? I'm just saying. And then they. Especially in the late 80s when there was, it was in the late 80s the whole AIDS epidemic thing. Wasn't that around then? Or close to it? I'm just saying, in that time period where they cut. Make the promise. Bill and Beverly kiss, which makes no sense because in this version, she already knows that Ben was the one that wrote her the letter. Your hair is winter fire, January embers. My heart burns there too. She already knows that Ben wrote it. So why is she kissing Bill? And even in the book and in the next one, it's not spoiling anything. And in the original 1990 version, Bill gets married. He's gonna have a wife, so I don't understand why they did that. It's confusing. I don't know, guys. It's a good movie. Anything else worth mentioning? I think Bill Skarsgård did a good job, and I think he could do a good job. And they got a good cast for the next one, like James McAvoy and the Old Spice guy, Bill Hader. Could do good. So yeah, I'm gonna give this movie a 9 out of 10. It's a good movie. Go watch it. Let me know your comments about your thoughts about It 2017 in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time.